Good evening. Did you know that the prevalence of obesity in children 6 to 11 years old has more than doubled in the past 20 years? In 1980, 6.5% of children were considered obese. In 2006, this number jumped to 17%. As you can see in this chart, starting in the 1970s, there has been an increase in childhood obesity through the years, and it's continuing to increase. Obesity is defined by a person's body mass index, or their BMI. You can calculate a person's BMI by taking their weight in kilograms and dividing it by their height in meters. This is the BMI chart for children done by their age. If their BMI is at whatever range, they are considered obese. So for example, if we have a 5-year-old boy who weighs 50 pounds and is 4 feet tall, we take his weight in kilograms, which is 22.7, and divide it by his height in meters squared, which is 1.2 squared, and that equals 15.3. So we can see that he is in a normal range for his weight. If that same child weighed 65 pounds, his BMI will be 19.9%, which will have him as obese. There are 3 causes for the increased prevalence in obesity. They are medical problems and diseases, an increased energy intake, and a decreased energy output. I am going to talk to you tonight about these 3 causes. Medical problems and diseases only account for a minority of cases in childhood obesity. There are 2 diseases that I'm going to talk to you about. They are Prader-Willi syndrome and leptin deficiency. Prader-Willi syndrome is a birth defect resulting from an abnormality on the 15th chromosome. The prevalence is 1 in 15,000 births, so it is very rare. Along with other symptoms, children with Prader-Willi syndrome have a chronic feeling of hunger and they have a decreased metabolism. So their excessive eating coupled with the decreased metabolism leads to a life-threatening obesity. Unfortunately, there is no treatment or cure for Prader-Willi syndrome. Leptin is a protein hormone in the body that regulates body weight by inhibiting food intake and stimulating energy output. Along with other symptoms, these children also have a constant desire for food. Luckily, they can be successfully treated with the administration of recombinant human leptin. Prader-Willi syndrome and leptin deficiency are both rare. Now let's move on to some more common causes of increased childhood obesity. Increased energy intake is one cause for childhood obesity. Several things contribute to an increased energy intake. These include fast food, soft drinks, advertising, larger portion sizes, and changes in the roles of parents. Fast food meals and soft drinks have an increased energy intake with a decreased nutritional value. The consumption of regular sodas trended slightly upward in the 1970s, and it stayed fairly stable in the early 1980s, and then exploded in 1987 and has continued to rise through the 1990s. This tracks closely with the trends of increasing childhood obesity. Changes in the family also affect a child's energy intake. With more dual income and single parent working families, there is an increased demand for food away from the home or pre-prepared foods. There is also increased advertising to children for food. Research has shown that advertising affects the preferences of children as young as 2 years old. There is also increased availability of junk foods and beverages available to children. Did you know that nowadays in schools, almost every school has a vending machine, even in elementary schools? In these vending machines, children have available to them sodas, cookies, chips, crackers, cakes, anything they want. So overall, there's just an increased availability of these junk foods available to children.
Where's my cracker?
The bottom line is the more energy that is being taken in than is going out equals weight gain. Decreased energy output is also a cause for increased childhood obesity. There are links between sedentary activities, especially television watching, and obesity. Research has shown that each additional hour of TV per day increases the prevalence of obesity by 2%. There are several ways that watching television can affect weight. First, it may squeeze out physical activity. If a child is watching TV all day, then they aren't outside actively playing, they're just sitting in front of the TV all day. Second, TV advertising may increase a child's desire for energy-dense snack foods. If they see a commercial for cookies or cakes, then they're going to want cookies or cakes to eat. And third, watching TV may go hand in hand with snacking. I don't know about you, but I like to eat a snack while I'm watching TV. And if children are sitting watching TV all day, then they're going to be snacking constantly, even if they're not hungry. Another reason for the decreased energy output is the decreased amount of children who walk or bike to school. In a survey, the reasons parents gave for children not walking or biking to school was that the school was too far away, there was too much traffic, there was no safe route, they feared their child being abducted, and it was just not convenient. Changes in parental roles, again, can affect energy output. A lot of school-aged children with working parents may spend most of their afternoon hours unsupervised, which increases their TV time. TV is also used as a babysitter. A lot of parents will place their children in front of the TV and expect them to stay there while they're doing something. Other forms of media are also available besides television, which include video, video games, and the internet. I remember my sisters and I growing up, we were always outside playing with the neighborhood kids and running around and all that good stuff. Whatever happened to that? Why is most of America participating in these sedentary activities instead of actively playing? The answer is that technological changes have made work and play more sedentary. In conclusion, the causes for the increased prevalence of obesity are medical problems and diseases like Prader-Willi syndrome and leptin deficiency, an increased energy intake due to the increased consumption of fast food and soft drinks, and a decreased energy output due to children spending more time in sedentary activities. Finally, no one single cause is the cause of childhood obesity, but many factors play a role. By being informed, you can help. You can help prevent obesity in children who are normal weight, and you can also help by knowing what the causes are. Thank you.